Hi, and welcome to This Is with Emrod. In today's episode, this is the Hunter Gallery for the Merchantville edition. And we're going to be talking to the owner, Hunter, who is an amazing human being. And I remember the first time I met her, she made me feel so special and welcoming. And today, I feel very honored and excited to talk to her and tell her story. So let's welcome Dr. Hunter. Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you feeling today?
Good, thanks.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born and raised in Pennsauken and Delaire. My family was the owner of the Dewdrop Inn in Delaire. And I went to Rutgers for my undergrad degree, AIU for my MBA, and I got my doctorate in business from Walden University.
Nice. So you now own the Hunter Gallery.
Yes.
So how do you come about owning the Hunter Gallery and come up with this idea of having a gallery?
Well, started when I was in elementary school. My friend and I were selling maps on the playground. I came up with the idea for us to sell these maps of New Jersey, and she would draw them and I would sell them. So we were entrepreneurs even when we were in elementary school. She went on to become an artist, and I started helping her with her business, cutting mats and delivering artwork and things like that. And then I moved on, had my military career, and I always wanted to open a brick and mortar art gallery.
Yeah.
So in 1994, I opened a brick and mortar art gallery in Camden. I was there for probably about 18 months, and then my military career dictated that I had to shutter that business.
So you had to close it down?
Yes.
And what's the name?
It was the Hunter Gallery.
The Hunter Gallery
Yes.
as well. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I think it was Cooper Street. That's where it was.
Okay. And how was it having that gallery? How do you feel about it?
It was exciting. Wasn't as much foot traffic as I would have liked, so I just had to invite people in.
Yeah.
And did a lot of flyers, passed out a lot of flyers, and that's how I pretty much got my business. So I've been in business for a long time.
And how about the military? How did that take over your life, and how do you feel about the whole being a military person, retired military?
The military was probably one of the best things I ever did. I loved it, enjoyed almost the entire time I was in. There was a couple of things, when you have to, on New Year's Eve, go shake hands with somebody who wouldn't ever know you again if they ever saw you.
Yeah.
But things like that were the only drawback. But it was a great source of pride for me, and I was honored to be able to influence as many airmen as I did in my career. I had 2 commands, 1 deputy commandship, and spent 24 years, and I would do it all again.
You will do it all
I would
over
do
again.
it all
So you
again.
recommend for other people to do the military? Or do you have do you have to have certain type of personality to do this?
Things can be learned. You can learn how to carry yourself, and those are things that a lot of young people don't understand at this point in their lives. So if it was up to me, everybody would have a minimum of 2 years of military service or some type of service if they were not qualified for the military in their lifetime.
Because you learn a lot of discipline
You do.
from it.
You learn a lot of things. You meet a lot of interesting people. You get to go to a lot of places that you wouldn't necessarily go on your own. So you get exposed to much more.
Okay, that's very good. I don't know if I could survive the military.
You'd be fine.
I'll be fine. I'll survive.
Yes, you'd survive.
So tell us about the gallery right now, the Hunter Gallery here in Merchantville.
Well, the new gallery opened officially in 2022. I landed here in November of 2021. We had our grand opening in January of 2022. It's a place that I want everyone to feel comfortable. I don't want them to walk in the door and not feel like they can come in and look, even whether they buy or not, just come in and look, because there's some galleries you can't go into and just look around because they're very snobbish, and I didn't want that feel here. And I hope that everybody that comes in here can feel comfortable enough to walk around, ask questions, and look at the art.
Yes, I remember when I was standing by the door and you just say, come in. Mm-hmm. And then we just sat and talked for like an hour and a half for a long time.
Yeah.
And you felt very welcoming, very inviting. And once you come in here, you see all this beautiful artwork. Now, I was here on Sunday and supporting the kids.
Yes.
How did that idea came up about? You did this for the high school students,
Yes.
right?
It was in my business plan. I put it in my business plan because I've always wanted to do something with young people who want to get into the art arena. A lot of times they don't get the push or the exposure.
Right.
And this gave these kids an opportunity to get the exposure and understand that somebody is willing to buy their artwork, even if they don't think it's good enough. And just the opportunity to show it and have their families here seeing it on a wall in an art gallery. So it just gave the kids some experience. And
Yeah.
I've wanted to do that since I opened here.
It was very exciting, and you could see it in their face how happy they were. And then even though some of them were like a little shy,
Yes.
they still were like very proud of what they did, and it was a great experience. And I was very happy to be there for her for the whole experience.
A couple of them came to me Wednesday when I went back to the high school.
Yeah.
And it's Pennsauken High School, by the way.
Yes.
I went back there and to give them their checks, which they were happy about. And a couple of them came to me and said they want to get their artwork printed, which made me very happy.
That's exciting.
That they're willing to go ahead and print their artwork so that they can sell prints, which was a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you're working together with their teacher, who's a
Yes.
very amazing
Yes,
girl.
Miss
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Rodriguez. Miss Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I met her and she was very sweet, amazing. Like what kids need.
Yes.
They need that nourishing and empowering. And you're giving them that platform to express themselves and to know that somebody's there for them.
Well, it looks like we're going to have another one before the end of the school year. So May, June time frame,
Okay.
which is going to be
We'll
pretty
looking
busy for
forward
you,
to that.
though.
Yes.
But
Yes, the pageant
it
coming.
may be somewhere May or June.
Okay.
Have a second one.
That'll be good.
Phew. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it.
Nice. So tell us, what is something that you really love about having an art gallery?
It's very peaceful.
Yes.
It's very peaceful, and I like taking the artwork and finding the right mat, the right frame for it. So it's a labor of love.
Yes.
I don't find it as work.
You just find it's something you're doing because you love to
Yes,
do
it's
And-
my passion.
it. Talk to us about the artists that you have displayed around here. You just don't have one artist or one type of style of art.
Right. It's an eclectic collection, and that's on purpose because not everybody likes the same thing.
Right.
Not everybody's willing to hang this piece in their house, but you may have 10 people who love it, and you may have one person who doesn't love it. But that's why I like having so many different types of art, all around. Everything is different.
Yes. Have like water paint.
Watercolors.
Watercolors.
The only thing I don't have is an oil painter yet. I'm working on that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Working on that.
We met somebody that did oil painting.
Yes.
And I saw the
Yes.
connection right there. That
Yes.
was really cool.
Acrylic seems to be the main focus because it dries quickly, so people can get something done and then move on to another piece. Oil painting takes a lot more time, and because there's a drying process, or you're going to wind up with a cracked painting, and nobody wants to have a cracked painting.
No.
So it takes a lot more time than some people are willing to give. I've got pastels, pencil, ink. I've got a couple of digital artists as well.
It's
So,
a really,
yeah.
really cool variety of things. And for a new artist that would like to have their art display here, how do you have like openings, or do you go through a process to get the new artists to work with you?
They just have to come in, see me, so I can see what they do and how what their artwork looks like. And
Yeah.
I've only had one person that I turned down so far.
So far, so
Yeah.
you give open space and opportunity to a lot of people.
I do.
And then you also use the gallery as a like a place for people to host their events.
Yes,
So-
there's some small things,
So it's more like a small
like the art
gathering?
contest.
Yes.
And there've been a couple of meetings here and things like that. And, the Black Business Coalition of South Jersey held an event here. Sorority had an event here. So small things.
Have there been like a time where it was like really hard for you to continue doing what you're doing, but you still pushed forward through with that?
Well, sometimes you get roadblocks. You know, you're trying to find a space, and they put things in your way to keep you from getting the space.
Yeah.
But you just have to persevere.
You have to keep going with your goals. Are there people in your life that have supported you that you're like, I couldn't have done it without them, or like you're so grateful to have them in your life?
There have been a few.
Yeah,
there have been a few.
So let's see. What are all the list of things that you do in this art gallery? Because you don't only like display the artwork, you do other things.
Yes, in addition to just having the art,
Yes.
do custom framing, large format printing. If somebody has their artwork that they want to get printed, we do that. Photo restoration. We have some giftware here. Carvings. We have wood carvings and wood, and the canes that are done. And he's also a veteran that does those. And he's Bob, who's also a writer in all around Pennsauken. So he does all the wood carvings and the canes and walking sticks for me.
Yes, I met him. He was really interesting.
Oh, he's so funny.
And yes, and funny and laid back. So, and you know a lot of people when you do all these events, like a lot of people will come to support you.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about having this group of people like with you?
Oh, well,
because
it's
a lot of
good
people
thing.
don't have like support like this. How do you build up on it, and how you kind of like?
Well, a lot of them are my family members, so they can't necessarily divorce me because we're related. But a lot of them are family members, military members that have been in my life. So my military members are part of my family.
Yeah.
They're a second family. And a lot of civilians don't understand that relationship. But I get support from them, as well as people that I meet out in the community.
Yes, and you're a big community supporter.
Yes.
And like supporter of people in general, because I came here and you just like right away make me feel comfortable, lifted me up. I felt so special as I walked in here, and I felt your support immediately as soon as I met you. So you like supporting people.
I do.
That they want to do things, and I love that. And thank you so much for being a support person for me and for everybody else that comes around you. So, what are goals that you have for the art gallery right now? What are future goals that you have in mind?
Future goals are art classes.
I love that.
I'm hoping to get art classes for children and adults, which they would be two separate things, two separate classes. So I'm looking for an art teacher who's willing to teach some classes here.
That's awesome.
And that's the next.
That's the next step for
Yes.
the Hunter Gallery. What is something that you will like to tell other kids or other people that have thoughts about having their own business? What are your recommendations to them?
Let's see. The first thing is do your research. Yeah, you have to do your research. You have to do your research on opening a business,
Right.
which you need to go to the state website, and they have classes you can take that are free online. Understand the different types of businesses that there are, the difference between an LLC and a sole proprietorship. You need to know the difference in those types of businesses and find out which one is best for you. Legally, for most people, the best is an LLC because, well, God forbid, but if you're sued,
Yes.
they can sue the business end, but they can't sue the personal.
Right.
So
That's
that's
kind of like a protection.
it is a protection. It protects your personal assets.
Is yours an LLC?
It is. It's an LLC. It started out as a sole proprietorship, and then I switched it to an LLC when I opened, right before I opened the brick and mortar. Find a business that you're going to love. Don't just go into business because you think you're going to make a ton of money. Because if you find a business that you love, it won't be work. Just like this is not work. But if you go into business just because you think you're going to make a lot of money, that's not necessarily the business that's going to be as successful for you, because you may not like what you're doing. And if you don't like what you're doing,
Yeah, that's tough.
it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially during the tough times, they will come because it always comes. You just have to like push forward, step forward, and keep going. But if you
Right.
have that passion for it, it just helps you even more.
You also need to get an appointment with the SBA, the Small Business Administration. Here in Camden County, it's right on Cooper Street.
Yeah.
And they will set up appointments and help you with business plans, setting up a budget, and all those kinds of things, and let you know certain things that you need to do for your business. Also, if you're a veteran, there are a lot of things that are free to you that you can get help with certain things that you don't have to pay for.
Yes, and that's another thing. In certain, do you have like a specific time? I think I read on your website that you do give discount to
Yes,
the veterans
I do.
and teachers.
Veterans,
And
educators, they get a 10 to 15% discount depending upon what it is. There are some things I can't discount,
Yeah.
sorry, but certain things I cannot discount, and that is things that do not belong to me personally. There are a lot of things hanging in the gallery that are mine 100%, but this piece is not mine, and I can only discount this with the permission of the artist. So
Yeah.
there's some things I can't discount, but all the giftware and flowers and things like that I can.
Perfect. So it's still like giving something back to the
Yes.
community and to,
Mhm.
to the veterans and teachers that
Yes,
are out there.
absolutely.
That we need so much, the teachers. They're like
Yeah.
a key element for a lot of the kids' lives.
I want to keep art in the schools. A lot of school systems do not value art and music. Art and music are extremely important to a lot of students because not everybody is an athlete.
Yeah.
Not everybody is going to go to college, but there are other avenues that kids can go to get their outlet.
Yes.
And art and music are two of the things that are really important, especially music. Music, math, and music go together. Music can help a student become better at math. You may not, excuse me, some people may not see that, but it's a fact. And even when you're doing art, there's a lot of science involved if you're mixing colors.
Yes.
There's even math involved in that because if you're taking your canvas and you've got to split it to be able to get your image on there the way you want it. There's a lot.
Yeah, and it's an outlet to kind of like let all that stress of everything like that. I know my kids, I have one that loves painting and drawing and all that stuff. And that just kind of makes her more peaceful. If she's stressed and she starts doing that. My Melanie loves like to play with the piano.
Yes.
So if anything happens and she's like a little stressed, she'll go and play with the piano and she feels so much better afterwards. So it's important to keep that in the schools and to have that. What is a message that you want to leave with us today before we say goodbye to this episode of the Hunter Gallery?
Come visit the Hunter Gallery. Check out the website, thehuntergallery.net. And if you have a student or a child who is interested in art, you can have them connect with me, come in. I can speak with them if that's appropriate. You can stay and hang out as well.
Yes.
But try to vote the way you need to vote in your school district to keep arts and science and music in the schools because it's on the parents to be able to do that. The kids can't keep it there. And I don't want to see that get pulled out, and I think that's what's going to be happening soon.
Oh no.
In some districts, I've been hearing rumblings.
Oh no. Mm-hmm. Hopefully parents pull through and go the right way so we can keep art in schools. I want to say thank you so much for being with me today and being open about this event. I'm very excited for the whole project and for the Merchantville edition. That's another question I had. How do you feel being in Merchantville before we close out?
Well, I live a block away, so it's very convenient for me if there's inclement weather or there's something going on downtown where the streets are closed, then I can walk to my business, which is very important to me. I'm also involved in the Merchantville Business and Professional Association. I'm on their board to make sure that we're getting the businesses in town that we need and want.
And the right support.
And the correct support for everyone. So it's important.
Yes, it's important. Well, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And till the next time, I am so grateful to be doing this, and I hope you all enjoy. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.